Hi guys, welcome to this video. Back out in the lakes this morning, and we're near Ullswater, and I believe this is the Fusedale loop we're doing. So we're heading off up there behind us, up towards like Arthur's Pike and whatever the other fells are there, I can't remember the names. Following along the tops behind us, along round onto Steel Knots, and then back down to the church at Martindale where we've parked. So, take you along for the walk. See you in a bit. Well, that was fun. After not being able to see the path, we end up a little bit off course, but now we've found the path, and it's a steep one. But the views are opening up. You can see the valley what we're going to be walking around. Big loop all along the tops there where we are. Finishing Steel Knots, back down to church. So making our way up to Bonscale Pike, which is just above the rocks there. We'll go up this way, kind of switch back round to it. Then from Bonscale Pike onto Arthur's Pike, and then continue round the rest of the tops. Been a pretty steep little slog this, really tough on the calves when you haven't been out on the hills for a couple of months. This is what we come up for, man, these views. Oh yes. This is like, yeah, I think that's our next one, like along there's a cairn. So up on the top of Bonscale Crags now. Bonscale Pike cairn just behind us somewhere there, and we'll follow on along to Arthur's Pike and then carry on round the valley, finishing off at Steel Knots. Looking out down to Pooley Bridge, Ullswater. Fells in the distance over there somewhere, Blencathra, which we did last year. And I honestly could not name any of the other fells, apart from Halland Fell, which I've done about 3 times in the past. First one. That is officially the first one. It's the law, you've got to make sure the camera's rolling when you've got a stream crossing, like. Hey? Go on, fall. We fall. We have to like throw it into the route. Fall. And I would just imagine the views on TikTok. So now at the top of Winnie Crag, just behind us. And then if I turn round, somewhere behind us there, top of Arthur's Pike. And then we'll be heading back over that way to Loadpot Hill, and then round to Steel Knots, and back down to where the church is and where we're parked. Just looking down the Antles water, you can see one of the steamers. I remember years ago coming here with my parents, had my sailing boat, and I was sailing up and down the lake, and they were on the steamer. When we're coming up the first climb, there was a couple way behind us, which we were hoping to stay ahead of, and it looks like they're going to get to Arthur's Pike at the same time, but I think they've took a little bit of a different route.
Morning.
Morning. Bosh. So here we are, summit of Arthur's Pike. I'm just hoping that my little wind cover on this Osmo Nano is doing its job. It is a bit breezy here, so hopefully you can hear us.
Scanning the books up there.
Alright. So Connor's there, apparently scanning the area for the Pokemon app to help them build some kind of ER map for the Pokemon Go game. We've got Loadpot Hill ahead of us there. Just checked the app. It's telling us about 19 minutes or so. So that should get us there at about 20 past 11. So we'll see how accurate the map is on the timing. Because in the previous hike, the timings were out a bit. It was very optimistic on the time we were taking to get to places. But I've tweaked the settings, so we'll see if it's more suited to the pace we're doing. So made to our third summit of the day, up on the top of Loadpot Hill now. I believe it's around 671 metres, and apparently, according to a couple we've just spoke to, where this trig point isn't actually the highest point. The highest point's just over there behind us, somewhere on a ridge. So our next location, just over behind us, over there somewhere, and that is called Wether Hill. And I think that's a touch higher than this, 673 metres, a couple of metres higher. It's getting a bit cold, just stop and had a bit of a sandwich, we'll go get moving again, get warmed up. Made it to our fourth hilltop. This is the top of Wether Hill. I don't think there's any real summit cairn. The true summit's literally just a few metres over that way off the path. But yeah, I think this counts as doing it. So now we're going to head on a bit further on and then drop down towards Steel Knots. Easy. So, we've got our last bit of climbing ahead of us now. Just stopped. This is Gork Hill or something like that, like a bit of a marshy area and an old ruined barn. Ahead of us, we've got the climb up into Steel Knots and along the ridges there, which should be some pretty nice views up the valley. So this is why I wanted to do this walk, checking out those views up behind us in the valley. Absolutely gorgeous, even on a grey overcast day like today. Just imagine what it's like up there when the sun breaks through and it's a bit brighter. Not the highest fells in the lakes these, but it doesn't detract from the views. And I think they're going to get even better as we get up the steel knots. So we have steel knots ahead of us. Steel knots, our fifth and final Wainwright for the day. Really do want to bag all 214 Wainwrights now. I never really intended to initially, but doing hikes like this, bagging off a bunch of more moderate, smaller fells, it's a great way to spend a day. Absolutely loving it. On the final push, up to steel knots, and Connor's charging ahead. Probably stood there thinking, how am I, Dad? I want to get up here. I'm in no rush at all though. Check out these views. This is what we'll come here for. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, a few people at the top. Going to be a popular one this. I imagine a lot of people come from staying in Pooley Bridge B&Bs and campsites along by Ullswater at Waterside Park and that. Yeah, they'll all be sort of driving along and coming up there. Steel Knots and Hallen Fell. It's a nice, easy, accessible fells if you do it from the car park. However, we've done it the hard way and done the full valley loop. Right, I need to walk and pause now, so I'm putting this camera away. Hello. Right.
We'll vacate the summit soon.
Yeah. Here we go. This is the summit of Steel Knots, our fifth and final summit of the day. Bit sketchy where I'm stood here, so a bit shaky as I pan round. Yeah, fantastic views out over the Ullswater and down the valleys. So shortly we'll be carrying on down the path there, back down to church at Martindale to end our hike. That's it, guys. Just heading back down now from the summit of Steel Knots. Which could be a bit of a steep descent, I think. We shall see. You know what, if I had a plastic bag I would just sit on and slide down. Yeah, but these are brand new walking trousers. I don't want to split them on a rock sliding down on my arse. Kind of doing this arse sliding manoeuvre again. Yeah, I've got a nice new pair of hiking trousers on. I don't really fancy sliding down on my arse and ripping them. I'll just take my time. Oh, this is steep. Don't know what the camera's picking up like, but yeah, not easy. Yeah, coming to a very loose section below us here. Just looking back, what we're coming down, see how steep that is. Looking across the hill, just gives you an idea of the gradient. That's it. Hopefully no more steep stuff. My toes are feeling it now. There we are, guys, end is in sight. Church roof just behind us where we're parked. I'll just turn around and show you what we've just come down. That was pretty steep and quite tricky going. So that's it, guys, end of the hike. As always, I'll share details of the route in the video description. I've recorded this on the Hiker app, which I highly recommend to anybody because the maps on there are fantastic. Got both OS and Hardy maps, much better detail than the likes of Komoot. So, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.